Today, we're catching some sun and waves with Kitty, a QHS member whose life is as vibrant and refreshing as a seaside breeze. What currents brought her to the sunny shores of the quantum shift? Let's surf behind the scenes to see the waves she's been riding.
Hi, I'm Kitty, and this is my prequel. I grew up pretty much in Missouri in the Ozarks. We moved down there when I was about 6 years old. And it was in the country, and I really loved it. And my mom and dad built our home, so I was in my home all my life. And I went to school, had a great background in my schooling. I went to Forsyth. One of my favorite places to go was called Point Lookout, where I'd go up on top of this cliff and looking down on a beautiful lake, Taneycomo. And so I went to grade school and high school in the same area and graduated with a few honors and awards. I was going to be going to college, but I ended up getting married and moving to California. And then I had my first beautiful baby in 1969, and I was 24. And then I had my second one in 1971. And my ex-husband was in the military at Travis Air Force Base. And so after a while, we ended up getting a divorce. And then I guess the reason why I've been wanting to be involved in quantum healing systems is I had a hysterectomy in 1974 when I was 24 years old. And it was pretty incredibly difficult. And I was trying to go to college at that time, but then when I got sick, I wasn't able to do that anymore. So I did end up staying in California. And my career, I worked for an airline and thought that would be my career, but I got sprayed by some toxic pesticides and ended up having to go to the doctor all the time. So I ended up working at UCLA for almost 11 years. And I was working temp for UCLA. And then in the last 2 years, I ended up working as a secretary for the director of the registrar in his office, and loved it. And then I decided to follow my heart, and I ended up in Hawaii. And I just really, really fell in love with Hawaii. And throughout all my life, I started when I was 15 as an artist and won awards and continued that throughout my life. And I made masks for almost 11 years, wearable masks, and they ended up selling in the State Museum of Louisiana's gift shop, where I had a booth, and the lady came in and said, "Wow, I really love your masks." And I was like, "Well, thank you." So I was really excited about that. And hopefully someday, maybe, who knows, I'd kind of see them going into if they have a gift shop in the Metropolitan Museum, I've heard. I'd love for them to be there, but we'll see. The museum in Louisiana was perfect because that's where they have the Mardi Gras. And during the time, I have been able to go to Brazil, and I had surgery by Dr. Fritz. There was 35 of us that went down there to Rio de Janeiro specifically to see him, and we all had surgeries. And I had surgery without any anesthesia, wide awake, with no pain. And so I know that there are frequencies and miracles that happen all the time that a lot of us haven't had that opportunity to be able to experience, and I did. and watched a lot of my friends. My friend had bone cancer, and I stood next to her while she was on the table, just looking at me, and with no anesthesia, he opened her back and worked on her back, and she's still alive. She's in Maui, and she's very happy. She does real estate and yoga teacher. So when I heard about, and I always loved, my great uncle was a physicist and doctor in London, and on my mother's side, and his work actually was used for the Book of Frankenstein. So I have this inherent in my DNA that totally believes in what Cynthia and Dr. A are doing, and I wanted to be part of it the second I heard about it. And I do love Nikola Tesla, and some of the work that he did for the world. The doctor said I looked like I was 90 years old inside when I had I had to have reconstructive surgery, so I've had like 500 stitches inside of my stomach, and I have arthritis in my knees and my lower back, and so it's hard for me to walk, and that saddens me because I have a gift of a story that was given to me that I want to share about a tribe of people that lived here that were half animal and half human, like the beautiful butterfly that you have next to me. I was drawing, as I always did, and when I'd study, I would take tracing paper and I would working on something that I wanted to learn. And so one day, one of my pictures of my women fell on the floor, tracing paper fell on top of it, and it became her headdress. And so then Great Spirit gave me this story about these people that were half animal, half human. So I want to take that, hopefully, around the world, or make a video of that and put out to the world, because what they use is frequency. They change with the plasmic light transformation in the morning when they look into the sun, and they change from half animal to half human. And they can come and be our friends and talk to us and teach us. They make lasers come out of their hands and their eyes, but most of all, they higher the frequency level of the humankind for peace and love forever and ever. So that's exactly where I'm at right now. And it felt like this story was given to me in 1984. And I lost a lot of my illustrations that I had for my book when I lived in Alaska. And I also got to go to Cancun, to Chichen Itza, before it was, now you can't go up it anymore. I got about 3/4 and got stuck and got afraid. So I just sat there about 3/4 of the way up, and finally when it ended up going back down. But I want to have more courage. I want to be able to help people and be guided through Great Spirit as to what they want me to do to help me help the world. And I have a lot of faith and a lot of hope. And I've met a lot of beautiful people through QHS that I've really made good heart contact with. And I'm very thankful for you, Tracy, and I'm thankful for Cynthia and Dr. A for all their courage, and that we break through as a humongous team effort throughout the world to bring our world into the light and love it deserves, because our planet Earth is sacred and precious. And it's people like us that are going to help make our world a better place to live in. That's kind of the main thing that I wanted to share with everyone.
Join us on the Prequel, where every story matters and every voice is heard. Because here at QHS, We're all about healing, learning, and growing together.